To talk to anyone, you first need to learn how to talk to everybody. So here's a scenario that used to happen to me all the time in Japan that would stop me from getting the most beautiful girls. So I would go leave the hostel, walk around the city and think to myself, alright, I'm going to be social today. I'm going to speak to everyone. But the first person I look at is like a cute Japanese girl. And she's the person that my eyes are going to go towards, right? But I won't be able to speak to that 10 out of 10 waifu body first thing in the morning. I first need to warm up, but I would forget about it. I would say, alright, today I don't feel like talking to the old grandpa at the bus stop. I don't feel like talking to the Indian guy working at a 7-Eleven. And I would get in the habit of making excuses on why not to speak to somebody instead of having reasons pop up in my head on why I should speak to someone. If you go your whole day cherry picking the people that you're going to bless with your social energy, with your gift of love, that habit will backfire on you. You'll see that kawaii Japanese girl that you'd love for her to wear an anime cosplay for you, and you won't even speak to that girl. Because the whole day you went not speaking to anybody, so it's difficult to suddenly go from that low vibrational frequency of being antisocial to suddenly doing the big thing, fighting the dragon, fighting the final boss of approaching a 10 out of 10 girl. My name is Tomek, I spent the last 4 years studying Japanese and spoke to hundreds of people in Japan, in Japanese, made friends, had a good time, and right now I'm teaching you how to get results similar to mine. If you want to learn more from me directly, then Japanese IQ is my program, first in the description, and let's keep rolling with the video. So a tactic that helped me become the most social person in Japan that I know is actually thinking that I am the main character there. It's very easy to feel like Japan is a movie because it's all new, the anime dreamland, everything is beautiful, convenient, pretty. You want to take photos, but you feel like a tourist, right? You're in Japan, your Japanese is not fluent, you speak a little bit, but it's definitely not native level, you won't be mistaken for a Japanese person, so you get into that tourist mode. And from that, it's very easy to let the world fuck with you. It's very easy to be thrown around, just do your touristy activities, not speaking to people because you feel like you're not allowed to do it. So I'm here to tell you to flip it around, to become the person that is the source of energy, that is the source of fun in Japan, that every Japanese person would love to speak to you, right? Because think about it, you are actually the special one. The society of Japan is mostly homogenic, like most of the people in Japan are Japanese. Yes, there are other foreigners in Japan, but the amount of them that actually interact with Japanese people using Japanese is so small that it feels so special for a Japanese person to be approached by a foreigner that speaks to them. To do that, of course, you need to know Japanese, and in Japanese IQ, I teach you the way that I studied Japanese that made me social, charismatic in Japan, which has resulted in so many fun experiences. When you're able to think of yourself as the main character of that Japan arc, that anime story, it's like you have plot armor. Without it, you'd go and speak to that one girl that you sniped. Maybe you mustered up the courage to speak to a cutie like a kawaii onesan. You go and approach her, but you get rejected. And suddenly your whole day is ruined. You get into that resentful mood, antisocial, like, oh, it doesn't even make sense, I don't wanna talk to anybody anymore. So many times I had this happen to me. I would go about my day, only speaking to girls, maybe get a number or two, but then I would get rejected, and that rejection would hurt. I would go back from the approach feeling negative. I would be walking through Kyoto, one of the most beautiful places in the world, negative, with my head down, not speaking to anybody. But then I'd remember, what the fuck? I'm the main character here, so it's one situation where this went perfectly. Just after our rejection, I went to like this river near Kyoto, like this beautiful night lit, lights and everything, people on dates, laughing, eating food, barbecue, and I remembered, what the fuck? I'm not supposed to just let a rejection throw me around and ruin my mood. I'm here to make Kyoto my bitch. And so I dropped down, did 20 push-ups, played a hype music, fucking dapped up some random Japanese guy, spoke to a girl that was with him. Immediately, social flow state. I go upstairs, get a drink at Kombini, and walk back through the same alleys that just a few minutes ago I was so negative in. And suddenly, I'm speaking to everybody, laughing, fist bumping people, some random girls. I go up to speak to him, they join me, we work together, get drinks together, laugh together, tell jokes. I don't even remember that girl that rejected me, but I did it unknowingly. I was just like, oh yeah, let me play a song, let me do some push-ups too, maybe I'll get in a better mood. And yeah, it worked, but I didn't think much of it. I just took my feelings for granted, and so I went about my trip not really doing it anymore. And so some days I'll just get rejected and my whole trip is ruined, or I'd speak to somebody, made a mistake, and then the whole trip is ruined. And there are so many mistakes that I was making and so many lessons that I've learned through my life in Japan that if I had known about and if I had known the tactics that I know right now on how to fix it, I would save myself so much disappointment. I'd have so much more fun, made so much more friends. Every day would feel like a W. And so right now I just feel like I have to speak about these tactics. Just like I don't want somebody to ruin their whole trip because of some mistake. I had it happen to me 2 times. 2 trips to Japan. I made mistakes. I didn't know how to fix them. And it just ruined my mood. If you want to learn from me more about these tactics on how I would go about my life in Japan every single day to be the most social, make the most friends, have the most fun, Japanese IQ, my program, I spill all of the secrets, really just tactics that I haven't seen anybody talk about. I had to learn all of this shit myself through trial and error. So go give it a look. I'll see you inside. Thank you for watching and see ya.